my name is Hludzik, and this is the Hludzik Explains series where I talk about my various releases. And today I'm going to be discussing my new single, Like Ian Hunter. So I just want to give you a little background on the song. For those of you who don't know who Ian Hunter is, he is a British songwriter who is probably best known for being the frontman for the 70s rock group Mott the Hoople. In 1975, he left Mott the Hoople and embarked on a successful solo career, which continues to this day. I've just always admired Ian Hunter. I've always admired his songwriting, his musical style, just everything about him has just been, sort of not very traditional. He's never really been too flashy. He's never really been too outrageous. He just does what he needs to do. He hits the points he has to hit, and he's timeless, really. I mean, his songs just always manage to hit a nerve, no matter what he's talking about in the songs. He's always very direct, forthright, honest, and those are qualities I've always appreciated and respected about him as a songwriter. So I guess it was only natural that eventually I would write a song about him, seeing as he's been such an inspiration to me in my writing. Basically what happened was one day I was sitting down at my computer, looking through some files of scraps of lyric ideas that I had, trying to come up with a song, maybe piece a song together out of these scraps of ideas. And after sitting there for quite a long time and not really being able to come up with anything, I just sort of threw my hands up and said, I wish I could write like Ian Hunter. And that was it. The light bulb went off over my head, and I just started typing away. And basically, it wasn't even a song at first. It was just random thoughts that I had about Ian Hunter, things that I liked about him, qualities he had that I really respected, and things that made me like him as a writer. And so before I knew it, I had the lyrics written. So I said, okay, well, that's cool. I guess that could be something someday. Maybe I'll just kind of save it and set it aside. And that's what I did. Over the next few weeks, these lyrics kind of kept coming back to me. I kept kind of repeating them to myself, and I said, these lyrics aren't leaving me. I guess I'll have to put some music to them. And so I came home, took out my cell phone, got the little voice recorder app that's on the cell phone, and just kind of did a little really earnest, humble acoustic guitar demo of the song. Just me kind of singing and strumming the acoustic guitar into my cell phone, just to give myself a little scratch idea of what the song would sound like. And after I did it, I listened back to it and I was like, well, okay, sounds like a song. I guess that's good. And same thing, just kind of put it to the side and didn't really think too much of it. But then, over the next few weeks, I just kind of kept humming the song to myself and singing the song to myself. And it was at that point I knew, okay, I've got to record this. It's a song. It's not leaving me. Because usually that's the test for me if I come up with a lyric or a piece of music. If it doesn't leave me, if I don't forget about it instantly, that means it's worth something and I should pursue it. And so that's what I did with this. I called my good friend and frequent collaborator, Adam Kime, and he agreed to record it and co-produce it for me. And that's what we did. And when we finished it, the song came out a lot better than I thought it would. And especially considering that this was a song that I really kind of had resisted doing, because it's always kind of been an unwritten rule that I've had that I don't write about people, places, or things. But being as Ian Hunter, I don't think is really a hot button topic for a lot of people. I didn't really feel too bad about it. One thing people might take away from the song is they'll think that I'm like obsessed with Ian Hunter, or I want to be him, or something like that. But if you look closely at the lyrics in the song, you'll see that that's not the case. In every verse, I almost negate everything that I say. Everything that I say is pretty much a contradiction. For instance, the first verse I sing, I wish I could write like Ian Hunter, but I was born too late. Never did have his worm's eye point of view. Don't even know how I could relate. So right there, I'm saying that I wish I could, but also at the same time realizing that I can't. And every verse follows that motif. pretty much. And the verse that really drives it home is the final verse of the song where I say, "But there's only one Ian Hunter. I guess that'll do for now, because the truth from just one Ian Hunter is too much for the world anyhow." So you have this whole song where it seems like I'm building up to, like, I'm just going to turn into this crazed Ian Hunter stalker, but at the very end of the song I say, you know what, there's only one, and that's okay. And so it's not an idol worship song. I'm not going to stalk him or anything weird like that. It's just simply an homage to someone who's been a huge inspiration to me, one of my musical heroes, one of my lyrical heroes. And I just happened to choose him as a muse for a song, which has never happened to me before. And that was another cool thing about the song. As I said, you know, I don't really write about people, places, or things, so this was sort of an experiment for me, an exercise, and a successful one, I would say, because I did it. And it came out pretty well, and I'm very proud of it. So the second song on the single is a song called "Dream Deep." Now, if this single were released back in the days of the 7-inch single, "Dream Deep" would be the B-side. But B-sides are pretty cool sometimes, and they usually end up being pretty interesting because they're usually not representative of what that band or musician might normally do. But that's kind of why they become B-sides, because, you know, the A-side is kind of the typical thing that the band or musician would do, and then the B-side is something else. But the B-sides can be cool because it can show a different side of the band or musician. And "Dream Deep" is definitely a different side of me. It's a bit darker, it's a bit more, I don't want to say surreal, but I guess when you compare it to my other stuff, it kind of is. It's a very kind of synthesizer-driven song, you know, and it's a very sparse arrangement, you know, things kind of coming in and out. You know, first there's just the synthesizer and my vocal, then a lead guitar arpeggio comes in, and then that drops out and makes way for a bass guitar and an acoustic guitar, and then the acoustic guitar just kind of goes to just doing chords at the end, and then you know, the synth comes back in. So it's a very sparse arrangement, very dark song. It's actually one that I wrote a long time ago, and it was one of those songs that I had and it was completed, and for whatever reason I just sat on it. And it's kind of funny because when I think about when I was trying to write a song, and then I stumbled upon the idea to do a song about Ian Hunter, I was you know, looking through all these other ideas I had, trying to come up with something, and you know, all the while I have songs that are finished that I haven't done anything with yet, but there's usually a reason for it. Usually I'm working on something else, and that particular song might not fit in, or maybe I just don't really know completely what I want to do with it yet. But for this song, I actually did know what I wanted to do. The song was written, it was pretty much finished. All I had to do was record it. So back in 2014, I recorded the song, and I didn't want to really release it at the time because I had just put out my Nervous No More EP a few months before that, and I didn't want to put out something else new and kind of, you know, defeat the purpose of having released the EP. So I just kind of put it up on the internet. I put it on my SoundCloud page and just, you know, kind of put it up there and just let people know, there's a song if you want to check it out and listen to it. And a few people did, and the people that did really liked it and said, you know, it's different for me. It was a different direction. It was a different style. They thought it was really cool. The song didn't really get a lot of plays, but like I said, the people that did listen to it really enjoyed it and liked it and thought it was a different direction for me to take. Last year, I played a gig, and I decided I was going to play the song, but I did it a cappella, which I'd never done anything a cappella before. But I decided, you know, to play this guitar on the song on the guitar would just sound kind of too simple, too basic, and obviously I didn't have any synthesizers with me, and I didn't have a bass or a lead guitarist with me, so I couldn't really replicate the song the way I recorded it, so I figured, well, I'll just sing it. So I sang it, and I actually got a very good reception to it. And that was actually the turning point that encouraged me to want to put this song on the single along with Like Ian Hunter, because I figured it deserved better than to just kind of wallow in obscurity on my SoundCloud page. So that's the story behind my new single, Like Ian Hunter. You could download the single at chrishludzik.bandcamp.com for $1, which is really cheap. You can't download 2 songs off of iTunes for $1 these days. So getting 2 brand new songs for $1, that's a pretty good deal. So I just want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you get a chance to listen to the single, and I hope you like it. And until next time, I'm Chris Hludzik, and this has been Chris Hludzik Explains.